I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime.
Okay, Coach, coming to you from the got a good one in store between the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks standing at 6'5".
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it is permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Here's Johnson. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him. Time to look at the defensive starters for the New York Giants. They've certainly had their struggles against the run. The 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
Well, there wasn't anything wrong with them on that play, was there? Able to make a nice stop, held them to no gain. The key to their defense, though, is exactly what the defensive coordinator told you and I. They've got to be consistent.
1st down Lions on a pickup of 13. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And he'll take it down here, just shot the 15 at the 16-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. This is Freeman. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground, because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense, because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down. Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but, boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a first down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Back to throw. King. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call the...
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Trey Flowers able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Looking to throw. Yard line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, 88 yards. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 11 and a giant first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. To throw is King. From the gun, he'll throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and throw for it here. And Robinson with a big catch. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a Giant first down on a gain of 16.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Let's go,
Now King to throw on second down. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On play action, they'll throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
Johnson, and he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. 2nd and 5. Going to Woods, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Trying to get it to Woods. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
They'll run it with Bell. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this.
Brought down after a very nice gain. A big pickup of 38. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress. And he takes it into the end zone for a Giant TD. Le'Veon Bell His first touchdown of the new season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Elliott good on the extra point, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting the lead. So you're not playing that way. You've got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Open man is Higgins. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field. Where you go.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. 30, past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. Short throw pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? 2nd down and inches. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
61, match box, right.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And Woods has it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now back to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. They'll drop the throw. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll look to throw again. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay as the first half is winding down, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you get a brand new ball game. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's King. A final shot before break. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The New York set to take the field. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
On first down, it's Bell, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
Here we go.
King now looking to throw on 2nd down. Now he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
King operating from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down. This quarterback now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st down. Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now Johnson. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the short catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. This pass complete to Higgins. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And New York set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down. King, hard throw, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Now, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. In for the score. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now out come the Giants. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They run the counter. Bell. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. King got an open man. That's Campbell. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll run on first down. It's Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. To throw is King. To throw on 2nd down. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw. He finds his man Johnson. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, Giants. Their mobile, agile quarterback. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are back within a single score. So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now, they're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. Elliott good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. And New York set to take the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Parker, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And an alley to run. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that's the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. Now King looking to throw on 2nd down. Campbell making the catch. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 26.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Now throwing on first down and completing it. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. That's complete. It's Bell. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Trey Flowers in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
They come up in an offset eye. They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. So now the Lions down by 1. And time, a huge factor. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Higgins out on the right side. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He's back to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Back to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here we go, here we go. 18 Gators, 6'6", bullet hot. I'm coming after you. Under 10, under 10, 10, go.
He'll look to throw. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. This from Tom Dempsey range here. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. Well, befitting a tight game like this, it all came down to the wire. But in the end, the field goal to win, it goes begging.
Oh, man, that is a tough way to lose a football game. You put yourself in position, and you give yourself a chance. But it's just not meant to be.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but they were able to get the job done, and that's the bottom line.
No doubt about it. And let's face it, they had to be more than nervous in the 4th quarter. But a lot of that was their own doing. I think you observed during the game, their energy level just didn't seem to be there. But in the 4th quarter, somehow they dug deep and found that extra bit, right, that reserve tank. They hauled it out. Offense scored some points, defense held them, and lo and behold, they walk away with a win. Maybe expend a little more energy than they expected to, but they'll take it.
So for the Giants, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Lions, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.